Thank you. And the next speaker on my is Kostritsa Vezel, Deputy Head, Association of Employer Organization of Ukraine. You have the floor, sir.
The Honorable Mr. President, Ministers, Director General, fellow delegates and guests. ILO Director General Gilbert Hongbo at the opening session of the 111th International Labour Conference emphasized that they need to build a coalition for social justice to fight growing inequalities. My message is simple. No one should bury their head in the sand when it comes to facing the challenging shaking up the world of work, the ILO Director General said. On behalf of all three Ukrainian employers' associations, I would like to express the highest appreciation to the International Labour Organization, which did not stand aside when the Russian Federation unleashed a full-scale, most terrible war against Ukraine. The ILO governing body has approved quite promptly a resolution on the Russian Federation's aggression against Ukraine. The ILO adjusted its technical cooperation projects and activities, humanitarian aid to the real needs of Ukraine, ILO stakeholders and Ukrainian people in conditions of the war. ILO supported the functioning of the employers' organizations and provided its professional consultations and expertise. We all employers' organizations support the reports presented by the Director General and Chairperson of the governing body to the conference. Nevertheless, Ukrainian employers' associations, like the trade unions and the government, are convinced that the ILO and its leadership could do much more, could be more consistent in their policy and activities in this context. We continue to insist on the transition of the ILO sub-regional office from the capital of Russia, the aggressor country, to another country, as well as to submit the question of the Russian Federation's membership in the ILO for their consideration by the International Labour Conference. Russia has deprived the fundamental right of the Ukrainians, a right for life, to life. And this war led to the losses of thousands of civilians, of children in Ukraine. And every minute we are losing our people. Every minute we are losing our businesses in the occupied territories or in the areas where the battles are, have continued. Russia has struck not only at Ukraine, it is destroying the observance of internationally recognized rights and labor standards. It is a threat to the world order and peace. And without peace can be no social justice for all. How could we explain to people who are victims of the war that we could offer for them social justice, or for those who died, who have been killed, that some social justice does exist in the world? It's very difficult to understand, to explain this, and please take this very seriously, what we are, how we surviving now in this time of the war in Ukraine. During 474 days of the Russian aggression, Ukraine has already lost thousands of human lives and unborn generations. This is the most the biggest problem for the future of Ukraine, for the future of our nation, unborn generations. These sad losses, unfortunately, are growing every minute. Every minute, I repeat this. Hostilities and deliberate damage to the environment, economy, infrastructure, and enterprises and people, which the aggressor caused and continues to do so in Ukraine, are impressive with its scale. A few days ago, the Russians deliberately destroyed the Kakhovka hydropower plant dam. At least thousands of people were forced out immediately to leave their homes. Many people died in the occupied villages and towns underwater. Hundreds of small and medium-sized enterprises, thousands of jobs were buried underwater. More than 70,000 hectares of excellent agricultural land is likely to turn into a desert. This terrorist act will have a delayed, devastating effect not only on the national economy, but on the regional and global economies as well. Ukraine, together with many partner countries, has clearly defined an approach to the future reconstruction of the country. Let's restore better. This means the investment in an application of modern technologies, innovative materials and equipment, contribution to the green economy and just transitions in the global and national dimensions. Formula for peace and reconstruction of Ukraine. We are doing everything to attract as much power of the world as possible. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of Ukraine, said yesterday during these negotiations with the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. What do we expect from the conference? From you, tripartite participants, from the International Labour Office. First of all, more attention and practical assistance in the reconstruction of Ukraine, economic labour market and employment recovery promoted